We humans of Earth have a lot of power on any landscape to change the really toxic effects of environmental degradation. The environment around us is quietly degrading while we are trying to find reasons to take care of the environment. We must understand that we have to find a common ground because the environment is shared by everybody. Being shared by everybody, the environment has a lot of tough challenges. There's a lot of different perspectives in people's minds and in cultures and spiritualities and political ideologies and philosophies in general that contradict one another or can be seen to contradict one another, but they also have opportunity to show the complex and beautiful relationships that we have that can heal us, that can heal our past wounds from our ancestors, people who came before us, our family members, anyone who has been raised in ways where unethical practices occur. Then we can really redeem what our ancestors and our forefathers, foremothers, forepeople did on the land and to others that were terrible and degraded the lives of those people or that land or whatever. We have a chance right now to redeem what we've in the past mistaken to be a proper way of land management, because we have a great deal of people on Earth that don't have access to speak their values, and those values to be meaningful in decision-making processes. There is the influence of a forester on landscapes historically has been incredibly amazing. Like hundreds of thousands of acres, millions of acres are up to individuals, like small groups, to manage and say, okay, this is the best for human society. And nowadays, since there are so many conflicting issues in land management and population growth and human health and justice and a great deal of other problems in life, we have foresters now that are being asked by the United Nations, by state and federal agencies, by municipal agencies, and by many researchers to help and mitigate the problems that our communities are facing, because our community members are not specialized in forestry. Means that people aren't really focused on the problems of forestry in our communities. So foresters have a responsibility nowadays to communicate very widely and broadly with community people, with people from all over the land, with people from different blocks, people from different cultures, people from totally different perspectives on issues. And just be like, okay, I know this is tough because, you know, most practices have been kind of like linear in thought. The ecologist, the forester needs to broaden the minds of our people toward working together, using our different specialties to effectively plant trees in the right context so that those trees do not die, so that those trees live on and are healthy and strong and provide for our next generation of trees. Because we have a lot of trees that are going to end up in a really bad way just in our generation of people, because there's so many infections and diseases in trees. There are so many pests. There are so many environmental stressors that are changing trees into weaker states. The trees all around us are very vulnerable unless we think very clearly as to what trees are the most resilient on the land, which trees have the best potential to serve the needs of humans and all other life on Earth, and supply all the ecosystem services that can possibly be supplied. We need the most valuable trees. We need the trees that have the most broad value complexes that they take care of, or that they contribute to in human societies. We need people to band together in and by a very certain why, and that why is survival of the human species. To plant trees, to grow trees in the largest and most beautiful display of human collaboration that has ever been done on the planet Earth. It's time to really show off and display what the choreography of humanity can be, to plant the most plants, not just trees, but grasses and bog plants and just plants of every ecosystem that are native. We need plants to be doing their thing, because plants really mitigate all the pollution that we put out in the environment. Plants really take care of ecosystem processes that end up turning into proper ways of land management, where the land is regenerative, where there's no waste systems going on. Like, our ecosystems know how to do things very efficiently. Everything around us adapts to its environmental change. And right now, as humans, we have a great deal of people that are not ready or prepared for environmental change. And when it comes to environmental philosophies and bases to like environmental and ecological thought, the most adaptable species and the most adaptable life on any planet or anything, anywhere, has the most potential to survive and thrive. Because the environment continuously shows us more opportunities for succession, for success. Succession is something that's always happening. Like, we're always succeeding. There's no way to do anything other than that. It's just a law of being in the universe. We are succeeding forward, and time and space really determine the opportunities that we have to practice. So while working with me on these environmental problems, I can guarantee you a time and space to practice taking care of our environment in a very meaningful way, one that has lasting impact on each individual person's mental health and state of mind in terms of taking care of big problems. We don't want big problems to crush us. We want to be able to solve these problems in ways that have not been seen before, because what we've done thus far hasn't really worked to solve the problem. We need innovation, we need change, and we need adaptation in our decision-making processes, in the way we talk to one another, in the way that we live our lives based on ecological principles, because the ecology that we are in, it determines how long our societies and our economies are going to survive. If we are surviving within our ecosystem properly, then by all means, society and economy has potential to continue to thrive. And economy is like the basis of a lot of our decision-making processes. And within economy, very bluntly, the process does not really include appeasing human needs and emotions like love and romantic things. So economy is just getting things done and changing things. There's not really a lot of ethic that can meet the needs of all people within our economy. So we have to trust that ecology, which is the all-enveloping aspects of life, be a part of the main decision-making processes that we have, and we provide platforms for individual people to speak their needs and their values, because all of us have the ability to influence decision-making processes if we have platforms and a time to do so. Each person has a very meaningful way to change the problems that they see in their lives, and people need to be heard, and people need to be understood, and people also need to be educated with further information as to how we can continue to take care of our needs as human beings on the planet Earth, as well as get to the point of doing that and doing everything that we do from a common standpoint of survival.